the Dow Jones Industrial Average. I mean, it's about time it pulled back. That's kind of healthy if you're into health, wealth, and mindset. The trifecta there, right? 3 keys to a successful life: health, wealth, mindset. So, Science of Getting Rich says, second chapter, the ownership of money and property comes as a result of doing things in a certain way. Those who do things in this certain way, whether on purpose or accidentally, get rich, while those who do not do things in this certain way, no matter how hard they work, how able they are, remain poor. So this is the Dow Jones, I mean, it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's pretty on track what it's been doing. If you notice, whenever it bumps up, you don't see the Dow go extreme very often, not very much. It bumps up there on the RSI. You see it go sideways or roll over. I mean, you see it sideways, basically sideways. Now we're rolling over. And you saw the little rollovers, right? That's what it does. It's what it does. So, and it's harder to see. It's easier to see this stuff on stocks than it is an index, because an index is made up of 30 stocks, right? Some are having good patterns, some are having bad patterns, and so the accumulation or the group of the pattern is what makes the index. So sometimes when you're looking at an index, you're just seeing the general average of the market, versus if we go down and we look at, say, Tesla, right? You're going to see a much broader pattern take place. It becomes broader on stocks. And I'm guessing that's just the mathematical average of an accumulation, So we see the pattern playing out. Gets a little choppy over here. Look at that, man. So look at this on Tesla. I know a lot of you guys like Tesla. So this chart pattern is just, look where it's stopping. You see how it broke it here? So that's a solid stage 4 decline. And as we expect, the RSI goes extreme, it stops, starts to go sideways, comes back up into what I would call the box. And you say, why is it the box? Because we have levels of support and resistance there. Meaning this is a zone where it got hung up before, it's hung up here again, and you see it making the pattern, right? So let's pull up a picture of the pattern, man. So if you go to thepetersreport.com, or if you have my book, The Money Flow, obviously the pattern's emphasized. Now, when you're looking at the pattern, this isn't about moving averages and MACDs and any of that stuff. It's just this movement of price going sideways and rolling up, and going sideways and rolling down and going sideways. All the indicators do is possibly, let's see, hold on just a second. This camera's look blurry, man. I may have some internet troubles. But it's this pattern of price movement, moving sideways, going up, moving sideways, going down. It doesn't have to go down. This is one of the problems with trading, trying to be, the shorter the short-term trader you are, the more you're just guessing. You're just, fuck it, it's going up. You take a position, much like betting on a football game. Like, hey, Patriots are going to win. You put the money on it. But the further we back up, the more it begins to move into more of a pattern. And if what we can do inside of that world of uncertainty, if we can try to catch these bottoms, then we have a better shot of maximizing profits when it does go up. That's all that game is, man. And so whether you're gambling or whether you're trading or even investing is and I say this in the opening of the Money Flow. Where's it at? Very first sentence. If you have my book, you open the very first page, right? This is self-published. Like, you can't buy this at Barnes & Nobles, right? You open it. Very first thing I say, very first thing, author's note. I want to say at the beginning of this book, I believe in buy and hold investing. I believe in the power of dividends to compound and build massive wealth over time. I own many stocks that I have owned for many, many years, and I do not trade or sell shares. I just accumulate. This book can help you do that. It can pinpoint the perfect buying opportunities. The majority of this will discuss trading, but don't limit the money flow trading system to just trading. That's the very first thing I write. Very first words, very first sentence. Why? Because over time, markets just go up. And so I like to play to win. And so if you showed me a game that just fucking wins all the fucking time, yeah, I like that game. And you say, well, it doesn't win all the time. I know. Depends on how long term you're seeing things, right? Well, what I began to look at toward trading is like, how do you combine that with trading? Like, how do you combine the idea that over time, I mean, so this is a monthly chart. Each one of these little bars is 1 month, you know? And so as I began to look at this concept of that that over time, it just goes higher and higher and higher due to inflation, due to more people being born. Oh, guess what? Supply dwindles. There's less and less stocks to trade as there's more mergers and consolidations and technologies take companies out. Anybody ever tell you that, bro? Anybody ever tell you that when I was first trading, there were 9,200 stocks? Today, there's what? Less than 5,000? Maybe less than 4,000. What does that mean? Oh, by the way, more people were born. All right, you ever take economics? If you have less of something and more people means more money, less stocks. Guess what happens? It just dwindles higher and higher over time. And, time to time, things happen. People pull their money out. Things go down. And so we know that. We know that from time to time, look, that's 3 months. Look at that. 1 month, 2 months. This is where everybody's like, oh, my balance is going down. I wish it would go up. And you're like, yeah, it will go up, bro. I know. Because I can look backwards in history. I'm not stupid. I can open up a chart and look. Like, one of the advantages to the market is you get to fucking look backwards. Now, the government will tell you, and people will tell you, and lawyers will tell you, if there's any lawyers on here, past performance is not indicative of future results, meaning the past can't tell you the future. Okay? That's weird. It's like how I learned everything, was looking backwards. Like, I would fuck something up and I'd go, don't do that again. In other words, I'd look to the past to make my decisions to the future. But past performance is not indicative of future results. So what do we know? So as I look back and I just look over the last decade, I just see that over time it just goes up. So when I drop all the way back down, and if I go to a weekly chart, this is S&P 500. Look, we got the same game plan, right? Left to right on the chart, meaning bottom to up. But every once in a while, look, right here, 5 weeks down. Look at that, like months. What was that? 1, 2, 3. Shit, that's months down, right? You get these moments of down. And then it does what? It just resumes going back up. So if you go look at your stocks, say Tesla, where was the best time to buy it? After it runs up here? Yeah, that looks real smart. I think I'll buy the fucking high. I think I'll buy the absolute high of the fucking thing, the whole thing. I'll just buy the absolute high. That looks smart. But this is what people do because they feel reassured when the market's going up. You should be happier when the market goes down. The only advantage you have in trading is buying prices lower if you're playing to the upside. Meaning the only way for you to make money is for it to go lower. The only way for you to get price appreciation in real estate is to buy prices cheaper. But the guy who owned it higher doesn't like it cheaper. And so he has a little mind fuck going that doesn't allow him to trade to the optimal to his ability because of where he bought something previously. And this game plays out year after year after year after year after year after year. And you say, yeah, but I paid this price. Nobody cares. This is where it's at now. Is it an opportunity now or is it not an opportunity? If it's an opportunity to me, why wouldn't it be an opportunity to you, whatever you paid for it? I don't know. It's a conundrum. It's a conundrum, right? So what I began to do is, all right, I need some edges, I need some tools, I need some way to help me interpret it. If I believe that over time quality stocks just go up, and most charts I look at will reflect that if the stock market's going up. And you'll see left to right, right? Left to right. Look, there's the low. Look where we're at now. And at one time we were over here, right? So in the middle of that is just left to right, just from the bottom up. So if I catch shit on the down, I make my money on the way up, right? Which is how I trade. You can trade to the downside. I do a little shorting. If you trade with me, you know that. I'll short some shit. Most of the guys start shorting with me. Be like, oh, we didn't make money. No shit. No shit, you didn't make money on the short. Market goes up 70% of the time. So if you're trying to trade something that goes opposite of fucking 70%, flip a coin, 70% it's heads, and you're like, hey, I want to play that game and bet the 30. Okay, you can, and sometimes you win that, but it's real short term because markets want to go up. And so if you put most of your effort and focus on catching the bottom to go up and just ignore the down, right? Or step aside, you could downsize if you catch it early enough. Now, in order to do that, you're going to have to learn these boxes. Let's pull up the money flow. And you can do this, man. You can trade it tight as hell. I don't like doing it. I don't like trading like that because here's what I've found over time. I don't get back in just the same. Meaning I can't always get back in just the same, but I'm a pretty good stock picker. And nothing pisses me off more than having a good stock and then watching it go up $100 a share when I picked it and got out of it. And then it goes up $100 and I was right. So you can trade these super tight and how you define a stage 1, a stage 3. And that's what these indicators will help you do. That's what they'll help you do. And so you can look and see and then allow you to pinpoint. And so as you're looking at the 4 stages, you'll say stage 4, this is the best place to sell or at least not buy, right? What's the opposite of sell? Buy, right? So it at least says don't buy during this down move. Wait for this because that's likely to be the bottom. When it stops dropping, starts to go sideways. Well, we need a way of saying, well, what does that mean? What does that mean it stops dropping and started going sideways? Can we define that? And you can. You can start to define it. A couple ways you can define this is with candle counts, meaning you could count these. Or you could just be like, I'm not that smart, man. So you gotta work with me. So I just start kind of just looking for fucking obvious things like, does that look like a box to you? That looks like a box to me, right? I began to just let's just start with what's obvious, right? And if I could see it and it was just super obvious, then that's, we start right there. And like you can see them right in here. See these boxes? Now, we have to make the box a little bigger, but this lets you hone in on where it's at. What do you mean? Price goes sideways. It ain't fucking rocket science. It's going sideways. You can see it. So if I handed a 4th grader a crayon and said, listen, find the boxes for me. Kind of like in that shit where you have a bunch of words on a piece of paper and you got to find certain words and you're just looking for the pattern, right? S-O-S-E-E, right? You're looking for words. That's what we're doing. We're looking for a pattern. And all I'm looking for is a pattern that could give me some insight into this movement of going sideways, up, sideways. Now, you may say, well, this is all bullshit. Okay. There's other ways. I mean, there's hundreds of ways to trade. I just show you what I do. And so this green line begins to help me anchor these boxes and kind of helps bring all this in together as I'm looking at it. This is just visually looking at it right now with my eyes. Can I see some boxes? And as I began to look at this level in context of the money flow, bigger picture, the box is probably not going to be that tight. I'm not day trading. So the box is going to form over time, weeks and months. What helps me see the box is when I see obvious price sideways movement. But often when I'm seeing the box, man, I shouldn't even be allowed to talk about this. I'm going to be honest. Most of you owe me so much fucking money. It's fucking ridiculous. You're greedy, greedy people. So as we look at the RSI, when it goes extreme, I'm looking for the box to start. So if it went extreme that day, I'm like, is the box starting? What does that mean? Is the box starting? Listen, I shouldn't even be telling it. Seriously, I shouldn't even be talking about this. As this thing goes extreme, I start looking for the box to form. Did a box form? No, kept going. Next day, did a box form? No, kept going. Next day, did a box form? Uh-oh, look, came down the next day, and then up the next day, and then sideways the next day, and then flat the next day. Are there 4 candles there? Yeah. So you got 4 candles right there. RSI extreme, and now it's going sideways, right? And so every day I'm looking for this. I'm trying to draw a box. Where is this pattern right here? This day, this candle right here. Is this a stage 3? No, it would be on top. Price would have moved up and went sideways. So it's not a stage 3, right? Is it below the 20? Yep. It's below the 20, right? So if we're looking at our chart, it says right here is breaking below the 20. That says stage 4, best time to buy. All right, well, that's a little confusing. What else we need to look for? Let's see, hold on. What does it say, number 5? Support and resistance. All right, before we say this is a stage 4 decline, is it declined to any support where it may hold? Let's see. Has it done it anywhere else? So we need a couple what they call points, pivot points. All right, I shouldn't even be telling you that. Why? Because I spent a lot of fucking time and money learning it just to come here and give it to you. Let's see. But Gerald, I'm so busy. I'm so busy doing things. So pivot points. Has it been there before and stopped, bounced off? Yeah. So I got a little evidence it may be done. Is it forming what looks like to be the pattern? Yep. Looks like the pattern. You see it? Is this possibly a box right here? Is this possibly a box right here? So you see how I'm going through, and now I'm doing all this real fast, okay? This takes me seconds because I do this all the time. So I see the pattern, I see the box, right? Now, as I start drawing this back, I want, man, what you should do, if you really cared, if you really wanted to be a good trader, you'd print this off. Go get a pencil and draw what I'm saying. Repetition is the mother of skill. You should start seeing this. I can see all these lines. I don't need to draw these lines. I see them, bro. Whenever this goes extreme, I'm looking for a pivot point. That's probably the top. Does that mean I need to get out of Tesla? No. That means if you're a trader, you might want to take some off the table. You're in extreme zone, right? We could have said that over here, though. And so the thing we don't know about the pattern, and this is what confuses people, this is just the reality of the stock market, is it's random. You get random distribution of information throughout the day. Random things are happening. There's random things that we can't account for. We can't account for viruses and international relations and sanctions, and all this shit is playing out. That's why there is nobody that knows. Nobody knows for certain. There is nobody who can tell you, oh, the markets, they don't know shit. They don't know the next card. They can't know. Now, they can back up and make assessments based on shit they read and say, well, if this works and this, and everyone handles this logically and there is no border crisis, and this doesn't happen and everything goes just as I thought in my logical mind, then this will happen. Except people aren't logical and people don't look at shit rational. That's just not how they do it. There's people, listen, there's people on this day right here decided to sell Tesla after riding it out from all the way to here to here. This was his big fucking plan, to sell Tesla at the bottom. There were thousands of people that sold Tesla at the very bottom. And there were thousands of people that bought it up here. Does that make any fucking rational sense? No, people don't do rational things. People do things based on emotion, fear, and greed. And so as you try to look at things logically, and based on interest rates, and this should happen, and that's going to happen. If that was true, all economists would be rich, and they're not. They're not. They're not rich. They're teaching school. And some of the brokest people I've ever met, economics professors, history professors. How the fuck can you be a history professor and you're broke? All you got to do, go back and look, take your history brain and go look at the history of oil. What happens when oil goes to 30 or below? It comes back. Okay, so you know history, but you're still broke. How many times has that happened in my life? Oil goes real cheap, blah, 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 and then it runs all the way back up, and then it goes way too fucking high, and everybody's crying about $5 gas, and then it goes way too fucking low, and then it's everything, you know, we're all going EV, and then it runs way back up. And yet people are studying history in college, and well, why don't you study the fucking oil market and make some money? If you want to study history, you get what I'm saying? Like you could begin to apply yourself in a certain way. Science of Getting Rich says ownership of money and property comes as a result of doing things in a certain way, and those who do things in a certain way, whether on purpose or accidentally, get rich. While those who do not do things in a certain way, no matter how hard they work or how able they are, remain poor. Meaning it doesn't matter how smart you are if you don't take fucking action. If you don't take your brain and take action, and you don't allow yourself to be motivated by fear, but you can step back. And so if we look at the big chart of Tesla, look at this, man. Look, every time this fucking thing sold off was to buy. Meaning you should buy every stage one. If you bought every stage one right out of my book, if you took your brain and applied it to your favorite company, stock, or something that you actually know about, like you're smart, you know about solar, you know about electric batteries, you know about cars, you know about restaurants, you know about what? Oil. Like I live in Texas. I have oil people who rent houses from me. You think it was that I had to be some sort of genius to buy Exxon at historically low prices when oil went to zero? You have to be a genius to know that that's probably going to come back, since it has every fucking time in your entire life. Every time this happens, it comes back. Now, look, let me show you a little pattern where it went sideways and down and then over and then up and then over and then down and then up and then over. That looks real familiar. That looks familiar, right? Looks familiar. Point is, you can do this on anything, man. Look at Bitcoin. Can you see the 4 stages? Can you see me? Oh, I forgot. The DA. Gets a little tricky in here. Where are we at on Bitcoin? You guys long? Or is it kind of scary? It might go down. It might go down, Gerald. Let's see. Yeah, Peloton's a stage 1 buy. Good lookout, bro. So we got GBTC. Bitcoin was a stage 1 right there, broke out, and now it's just going sideways. So this would be a stage 1/2, but it's a stage 1. But it is going sideways. Look, the indicators have literally turned off. Look, very interesting. Could break down, could break up. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. So how can we put the edge of I don't know? Well, we could go look at company earnings. We could add fundamentals. You could read, research, right? So there's always that. Look at PLTR. Palantir. This is the great technological hope of Cathie Woods. Palantir. My man Tom Nash likes to pump this on YouTube. I'm in it. Where'd be a target if we're trading this bad boy? $37. Right around in there. Has it ever stopped here before? Past performance is not indicative to future results. That's the government's way of saying support and resistance is bullshit. Support's bullshit, according to the U.S. government. Except on this chart, it worked. It went right to it, stopped, went back up. Now it's hit it again and stopped. If this broke, where would be my next level down? Well, guess what? It's what you do. Come over here. Do you see any boxes? Any placeable zones of hang up? Yeah, you might call one right in here. See a little box here? That'd probably be a good zone consolidation. So if that broke, I'm assuming, why? Because I don't know. If I knew, I'd be a billionaire. I don't know. Neither do you, or you'd be a billionaire. Neither does anybody on YouTube or Instagram. They don't know shit. Nobody knows where this is going. If it goes up, it's probably going to 37. Why? It's been there before. Past performance is not indicative of future, but look, it got stopped there before. If it goes down, where is it likely to go? Where it stopped before. And so that allows me to bring order to chaos because it gives me a target. So I could either mentally prepare myself for the emotional trauma of my stock dropping from $24 to $15 and you just, why is that doing that? Let me switch this. Get it? Because that's probably where it's going. Or if it breaks up, it's probably going to 37. What does 37 do? Shit, I don't know. It might go to 57. It might go to 1,097. I don't know. What I know is now I need to determine, could it do this logistically? Is this a real business that makes a real product or service? Could it go to that price? Has it ever been there before? Yeah, a bunch of times. Cool. Right? So you see how now we could take fundamental analysis with a chart pattern of price moving up, price going sideways, price moving up, price going sideways, price moving down, price going sideways, price moving up. And if I can catch it on the bottoms to go up, man, come on, man. I just dropped like 8 years on you. Come on, man. Why ain't none of you guys coming to my house teaching me this shit? Let's see. Let's look at FUBO, for us, by others. Let's see. Same pattern, right? Same pattern. So if we're trading this, or even as an investor, I want you to see something. Do we got a box? Damn. Now, very important. These are called Kangaroo Tails. Listen to what I'm saying, man. Turn your brain off for just a fucking second. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. This is super important to trading. That's why I emphasize the F word. It's French for listen. See that? You see this right here? If you get this right here, bro, this will change your life. That right there, this day is called a kangaroo tail, and often, not always, but often, the RSI will be extreme. If the RSI is extreme, and this day here sets up, now you can't confirm this until the next day, which was right there. This is super important, okay? Should be in my second. Like, I need to have a whole book on this right here. When this happens, look, what this is based off of is support. This is support, right? It broke it. This is a broken, what I call a broken box. When this came back up in, it reconfirmed this level as being super strong. Not impenetrable, but super strong. In other words, worth betting on. Now, as we look over, as traders, we're betting. We don't know certainty, right? We're taking a risk. If you can't take a risk, then get the fuck out. You lose money trading. Hello. The way you make your money trading is sticking to your guns consistently over time. And you work on your mind. Your mind is the single most important thing you can do here, okay? Your mind. Money's fucking easy. Go back to work, get some, put it in your account. That's easy. Consistently applying a strategy day after day, not letting other people in your head, not listening to your fucking girlfriend or your wife or your husband or the world or people fucking with you or articles on YouTube and being manipulated like a peasant. Go read a fucking article and they want to change your system. Or have one bad day, like that is fucking, like that's what makes trading hard. And this is why most of you will fail, because you haven't consistently done anything ever in your life. You've quit everything you've ever started. every weight program, every fucking diet, every exercise, you quit perpetually. Me too. That's what most people do. And if you want to play at this game, you don't get to fucking quit. And you come in every day and you play exactly the same as you did the day before. I'm telling you, that is the key. That's why I don't give a fuck about news, because I know that guy doesn't know shit. He doesn't know anything. He's looking at today. That's it. Trying to make up some shit. What I know is how price moves, and it'll move the same way no matter what, okay? So none of that. So now what do we have? Here it's holding a level. It's holding a level right there. Same level we said was double confirmed here and here. So as I look at this, what if I went in, let's see what analysts think on this FOOP. I'm not in this, okay? I'm just telling you what first thing I would do. I start with the chart. And then I'm going to go to their website. I want to see what this shit is. I might click on support. When the little robot comes on, I'd say, hey, what are you wearing? And they're like, what do you mean? I don't know. Just go fuck with them. Go look around. Shit, send them emails. Go to ARC Funds and send them an email and say, hey, follow me on Instagram. I got a lot of stock ideas for you. Shit, give me a job. Give me a job. Hey, Kathy. Like, hit her up. She looks pretty open to things like that. She might give you a job. Some of you guys are smart as hell, man. I got some people that trade with me way smarter than me. Should be a lot richer than you are. All of you guys in my group that are smarter than me should be richer than me. That just seems like it would make sense. But I know how money works. Money works, you can be dumb as fuck. As long as you get up every day and do it every day. Like if you just do it every day, that's all I ever did. I just did real estate every day. Like if I didn't have a house, I go look for a house. As soon as I get a house, I just work on it every day. As soon as it's done, I get it rented and I go look for a house. And I just do it every day. Like irregardless of what's going on in the economy. Trading stocks, same thing, every day. So FUBU, $38. Now is to do something every day, you don't have to be smart. Like you could pick up a piano, and if you practice every day for like 2 hours, every day, literally every single day, I guarantee you in a year, you'll be okay at playing the piano. You're capable of training yourself. So here's my box, and now we're going to 50. Is it worth 50? It says it's worth 42. That's up in here. But honestly, that's probably a better level anyway. Look at that little kangaroo tail right there. Yeah, this is a trade, man. This is a trade. This is FUBU, for us by others. They're a television network. Television network. Let me tell you about, man, I might buy this today with you guys. I feel bad I didn't do it over here. All you guys were asking me about, remember when we were looking at this over here last time and like a dummy, I didn't buy it. And look, it tagged it. Look, it tagged it. Now, here's some things where you're going to have to make some decisions in your trading. I can't help you with it, okay? This would have tagged the target because the target is never this top extreme kangaroo tail. That's a reverse kangaroo tail. You remember I said this was a kangaroo tail, right? Look at this. That's the fucking reverse of it. And if you notice, look, the top is really like where support is. Look, this is super important, dude. Look, you see the top here? It's more there than it is the kangaroo tail. That's the fucking opposite. So if I took this camera and turned the chart upside down, it's the exact opposite of what you're seeing here. What makes that so pretty is this chart is everything is the exact opposite. Meaning the stage 3 is the opposite of the 1. The 2 is the opposite of the 4. Polarity. Yin and yang. Sun, moon. Big. Like the world's full of them, right? We're full of these damn things. That's what you're seeing there. Man, come on, man. So FUBU, we got Tesla. Man, there's so much money sitting on the table today. There's so much money on the table today, man. So let's look at another. I mean, this is easy money, dude. God. Come on, this is easy, man. Let's look at Ethereum. The Grayscale Ethereum Trust. So I'm pretty long. I'm pretty long. I'm pretty long this one right now, man. And it's, let me tell you what I don't like. I want it to go up because I like it, let me be honest. I'm a little impartial. But look what we got going on. We got this down sloping histogram here. This is, let me tell you a little concern I got for for Ethereum cryptocurrency. You see this? Just sloping of the histogram of you see what I'm saying? But look, we got solid support here. It's solid. So this level is bounced. You're good, bro. You're not bothering me. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, you're good. I'm just talking. Recording, but you're good. We've bounced off this level of support, look, every time. And we got this top, but it's sloping too, to be honest. So we have, I mean, I'm looking at some big picture shit, but this is here's our stage one sideways. We've been buying, boom, bounced off, came back up. I don't know. It's weird. It's consolidating into a giant triangle. If you back up, it's like coming together. Spring loaded, man. Interesting, though, nonetheless. I'm in it, though, man. Let's look at CLS. This is one I put out. I feel bad. CLSK. So I put this out, and I think we're underwater a little bit. Now, I've been adding to it. Here's my concern. Let's look at the downside for real. Like, it's right there, man. This is possible. Well, now, remember what I said earlier. This is super important. Doesn't that look like an obvious box? Now, I don't talk a lot about this in the book, but you need to find these with your mind. You need to visually see these zones of boxes, okay? And these zones, these boxes are sometimes they're inside the pattern. And this is money flow 2.0 here, okay? Price is constantly creating these boxes. Now, we know that the box is the top and the bottom. So as you're looking at, most of you should hang up right now, dude. We're not even going to be you're not going to be with me on this, bro. You ain't spent enough time with the charts, man. See, this is the kind of shit, you got to print the chart off and take it to bed with you. And you think I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. You go print about 10 of these off tonight. Seriously, go print them off. Print that shit. And get a pencil or paper. Fuck it, steal a crayon from your kid. And go find these boxes on these charts. And I want you to just look for just big picture this. Don't worry about the 20-day and all that. Man, you could take it off too. Shit, take it off price. You know, we could take it off price. I'm pretty sure I'm committing a crime here. Let's see. Let me do something here. We'll leave we're taking it off. All right. Some of you guys are new. And when you leave here, you're going to feel bad because you're going to be like, damn, dude, I didn't know all that. You're going to feel like, damn. So that means you gotta go get the book. Otherwise, you're going to feel bad all day. Be like, fuck, dude, I stole from that guy. Why would I do that? So as I began to look, and I'm looking at, look, there's no lines on here now, right? All of a sudden, there ain't no lines. All I want you to do is find boxes. Matter of fact, fuck it, man. I'm actually cheating you right now, so hold on. You shouldn't even have, matter of fact, you shouldn't even have, if you ever do my boot camp, or the one I recorded, I start off with blank charts. Some of you guys start with these indicators and get it all fucked up in your head. You think the indicator's important. Indicator's not important. Indicator's the scope on the gun, okay? When you're out deer hunting, I could shoot you dead without a scope. Shit, I don't even need, I just point it at you and pull the trigger, right? But what happens when I put a scope on it? All of a sudden, I can reach out a little further. I can get a little tighter. I might put a bullet in your ear, right? Or you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, you can reach out, hit them from a distance. That's all the moving averages and indicators are doing for you. So as I'm looking at this chart, this is what my mind is doing in my head. Are there any boxes? I'm like, Man, there's quite a few of them on this one. This one likes to travel in the box. Right? You start to see them. You see them? And whenever price gets all wacky like this, that's a bad sign, bro. That's not tight movement. That's not what you're wanting to see. What you want to see is tight movement, right? You want it tightening up. This is wacky shit here. Above the 20, below the 20, above the 20, like that. I actually try to avoid trading inside of shit like that. When you start to see where it's all over the place, right? At that point, we got to start doing support and resistance. So we're looking for zones of support. And we're right at it, man. You might could play a little bit with that, but you see how we connected these boxes, right? Some of you, this is the first time you heard it. Man, I wish I could teach you everything I knew about the money flow, but it's hard, man. Your brain will overload. I wish I could teach it all. I feel like I just teach the first tip. I really do. And so really this becomes a giant stage 3. Oh my God. Look. See, if we remove the indicators, the big pictures, you step back and look at price movement. All you've seen is this stock goes sideways, this stock run up, now it went sideways. Over in here, it got sideways, went a little below 20, above 20, below 20. So it fucked you up and thought, oh, stage 4, stage 1, stage 4. Like you're like, no. But if you step back, it's just forming a big ass stage 3, right? It's forming a solid support. There's a top. So this, what it formed was this giant box. Boxes inside the boxes, right? But it's allowed us to see this is a big top, man. That's what it's doing. So we need this to hold, and we can trade the pattern inside the pattern. And you see the pattern inside the pattern. I mean, you can see it sideways up, sideways down, sideways up, sideways down, right? Sideways up, then down, then up, right? Then down. And you can see but these are too tight to trade. I mean, it's the pattern within the pattern, but it's too tight. We need bigger moves up and bigger moves down. So as I begin to, do you do this? You make love to charts, man? Like you pull one out. I mean, you dissect that bitch. You go through and you're like, where are all the boxes? Let me print it off. I mean, do you flow with some of your shit like that? You print off oil, take it to bed, print it out? I bet you don't, man. Ain't nobody doing that. I'm the only guy in the world doing that. What are you talking about, man? You print off charts of Bitcoin. You print them off. Take that down to about a 4-hour chart, print it off. And you say, oh my God, Gerald, where's the money flow? And I say, let me show it to you, man. Let's print that 4-hour chart of Bitcoin off. And let's see. Now it gets a little jumpy, so we got a big picture it here. See if we can find some boxes. That's going to be your closest one. We might take that up. Oh, that's a kangaroo right there. See, that one got a little tricky. This one here is right in here. And I'm going to show you these kangaroos playing out all through here. Man, some of you guys thought you had this figured out. Man, I can't even explain all this shit in one. Like, your brain will explode. Hey, I read your book once, Gerald. You don't know shit. You just barely started. Like, this shit takes years, bro. This takes years to where you can get in tune with these, right? And flow with it. And all of a sudden, what if you trust it? What if you think, man, this motherfucker just goes up over my entire life? Boy, buying here looks smart. What if you just say, man, I'm just waiting on these stage ones and breakouts so I can accumulate, so I can just buy the hell out of it. And then I stop. What? Wait for the next one. Buy the hell out of it. And what? Wait for the next one. And maybe on the top one, shit, I unload some. I don't know. Maybe to put it in something else. And as you get in the flow on the right side of that, so you're not selling down here like a dumbass where you should have been selling up here, not here. You're actually opposite of the money flow, right? But it takes time. And so as you come in here and you get all confused because you don't have the patience, the big picture to wait and catch the cycles and understand markets move up, down. And if you bought up in here and then it's over here, rather than seeing it for a stage one, to you it looks like a disaster and you live in a world of fucking chaos, right? That's what happens, man. So even on a 4-hour chart, we can see the money flow. The money flow is fractal. I could take this, guys will say, does it work on a 5-minute chart? Yeah, but you're too stupid to trade it and you'll lose all your money. That's the answer. Of course it works on a 5-minute chart. The stock market is fractal. It's fractal. You could buy 1 share or a billion shares. You could buy 1 stock or 100 stocks. There's 5 days in a week, right? Right? How many? Everything is fractal. You know, there's four weeks in a month. That's what the 20-day moving average is, right? Fractal, a picture of 20 days, which is 1 month, right? 5 days in a week, 4 of those makes 1 month. And we know as we begin to put the scope on the money flow, the scope is what? The scope lets me pinpoint. So now inside of the big picture of price moving, creating boxes, I've got stage 2 breakouts and stage 3, 4 breakdowns. And so I may decide when I buy this stock, I don't want to be holding it in stage 4. Stage 4, I'm getting out, shit. And I make that decision when I'm buying it, not into the trade. See, when you go, hey, what do I do with this? I know you're fucking confused, don't know what the fuck you're doing. That's why you're asking. But if you answered that question when you bought the trade, that's where you should have decided. What are you going to do? Go buy a house and go, I don't know. I might flip it. I might rent it. I don't know. You'll do terrible in real estate. Why? Because a rental property is not a flip house. They're 2 completely different things. 2 completely different skill sets with 2 completely different outcomes, with 2 completely different tax structures, with 2 completely different fucking purposes. Buying and holding is getting rich, right? Flipping houses is making quick money. So if you go into a stock, you need to ask yourself the moment you buy it, what is the fucking point of me buying this stock? Am I buying it to flip it? Or am I buying it to collect dividends? Am I buying it to trade it? Maybe I want to trade around it. You understand how easy this gets when you make that fucking decision right off the bat. So if I'm buying it, if all of a sudden it going up, all of a sudden you're like, well, shit, it's worth more. I don't want to own it. Oh, you don't want to own expensive things? I'm sorry. I get this question all the time. Gerald, the stock went up really high. What should I do? Keep it? But it's up high. See, they're making their valuation based on the price they paid for it. Nobody gives a shit what you paid for a stock or a house. That's not the price. The market determines the price. And no matter what you paid for it doesn't mean it won't go up or go down. What you paid for it has no bearing on anything. Doesn't mean shit. What it matters is it a stage 1, stage 2, stage 3? What is the fucking purpose of the trade? And so guess what? When you buy a house and flip it and sell it, guess what? In 3 years, they're going to sell it for more than you did. Why? Because houses go up. Why? The stock market goes up. And so here's what a lot of traders will do. They buy it here. I get this all the time. And whenever you tell me this, I always know, yeah, because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Buying here, they sell it here, and then they call me and go, man, I knew I should have, man, that thing just kept on going. It just kept on going. I knew I should have held it. Well, then why'd you sell it? Well, I had made a bunch of money. I bought it here and it went to here and I just wanted to get take the money. Oh, then why do you care it went to here? What do you mean? Well, I mean, why not trade where you actually get the most? Meaning if it never goes down, why sell it? What if you just held it? What if it went stage 2 and then stage 3, maybe you sold a little and then you hold some, and as long as it stays above this green line, you just keep holding it. And if it drifts and drifts and drifts and drifts and drifts, you never go, what do I do with the stock? You already know what to do with the stock. You made that decision when you bought it. And so if you begin to operate in order, like you turn chaos into order, you have a plan for if it keeps going or a plan if it breaks down. And maybe your plan is if it breaks down, because it's so valuable, if you believe it's worth $1,400, you don't have to sell it when it breaks down. You just watch it go down start accumulating shares. Why? Because your plan is to sell it at $1,400. That's your plan. Now, when it gets to $1,400, you don't go, what do I do? And as you begin to operate like that in multiple sectors and categories and things like in the market, this is how people get rich. But a scattered mind doesn't get rich, right? So you got to unscatter yourself. Make your fucking decision. Are you investing or trading? This is why I tell people to separate it in your account. Separate it. Put your buy and hold over here and leave it alone and buy on stage ones, right? So I'm long HBA. I've made a shit ton of money in this one. When was I buying this stock? Well, let's just do let's just do the obvious. Don't buy this, right? I'm not buying those. I need to buy the opposite, which is down here, right? Like, seems like the opposite of that is like in this zone here. So not a whole lot of buying going on in here, right? If I'm trying to buy bottoms, if I'm trying to be an investor and get things cheap, right? Now, we can trade in there for sure. But if I'm an investor, when's the best time to buy? I mean, because I'm probably going to buy a lot one time and that's it, right? Well, I'm looking for a box on the bottom side of things, on the bottom side of town. I want friends in low places, right? I mean, just visually looking at a chart, right? That's what I'm looking to do. But in order to do this, you got to be ahead of the game. I mean, you got to be studying the markets, be ahead of it, and wait for these stocks and catch them when they set up. And you get them all the time, and they come down, and you start to accumulate. Now, doesn't mean you can't keep adding through here. I'm not saying that, but I'm just trying to point out what would the chart look like at a good time to buy to maximize the most money, a big downdraft. But this is where a lot of people are like, oh, maybe I should sell this stock, right? But it's the opposite. You're looking to buy the stock, all right, to make all of that. Man, look at the boxes in here. Now, we can trade in here. That's different. I'm talking about if I'm telling you how I do my buy and holds. I'm trying to buy the bottoms. And so as I add money daily, weekly to my buy and hold, I'm not buying Coca-Cola right now. It's not that it's a bad deal or anything like that. I've just been trading the money flow long enough that I'm seriously trying to buy bottoms, okay? I mean, if I'm not getting a deal, fuck it, I don't want the shares. I'm looking for deals. I'm trying to get rich. So I'm putting money to work when it's low. If I think the company's worth more. I'm not buying this shit. You buy that shit. I'm not doing that. So as I go through my portfolio of 40, 50 stocks, there's always something. This is why I need different sectors so that when tech is flying, I can take some off of tech and put it into Coca-Cola, right? So you get what I'm saying? So I'm looking for these setups. Doesn't that look a lot like right out of the book? Right here. Come on, man. The Illuminati's fixing to call. Let's see. First glance, you're like, oh my God, this chart is like chaos. There's chaos on this chart. But let me show you something, man. Let's just try to big picture it. Let's say we took this chart to bed. You don't take charts to bed? I thought you wanted to get rich. Let's see. We can see that box, right? Now, some charts aren't as, they're not as pretty. Sometimes they'll be out of the pattern and then they get in the pattern. That's what I'm looking for. So it's a big sideways. See the kangaroo? Big down. Had been here before, right? Now, remember the lesson I gave just a second ago? I'm sure you done forgot it. It broke the line, came back above the line, making this double whammy strong. Get it? Get it? And you say, how does your brain keep all of this information, Gerald? Because that's all I keep. I don't keep dumb shit. I just keep the good shit in my brain. Let's see. So we got a sideways up, sideways So if I'm looking at the chart and I want to be an investor in Coca-Cola, do we want to buy stage 3 or stage 1? We want to buy stage 1. So I need to get my duckies in here, right? So boom, right in there. Guess where I was buying? Right in there. So we're up a little bit on the trade. If we're trading it, I am trading it and I'm doing it in my buy and hold. So if you remember, I was buying Coca-Cola with a $53 target for a $3,000 gain. Should get there, right? You see the pattern? That'll be the pattern over, up, and then down, right? That's the pattern. What was another one? We don't need no stinking moving averages. That's for sissies. We don't need no moving averages. Why do we need them? Only reason we need to move an average, the answer would be to pinpoint things. Let's see. Can we see any boxes? Whenever you see that, look for boxes. We see box, right? So we know that's a stage 3. And we know that's a stage 2. Do you ever do this? Print off the charts, take them to bed. Right away, I'm going to see if I see some levels through here. What do we got here? We got a little box down here. Pattern gets a little wacky, right? Got a little box, Now, inside of the wacky pattern, what are you seeing? You seeing the money flow? It's just a little harder to read. Sometimes it gets harder to read with the moving averages and everything get in the way. Those are not what's important. The MACD is not the most important. What's important is identifying the boxes in the stage 1s. And then the stage 2 breakouts. Now, if I put a moving average on here, I'm going to say right around in here is where it breaks it. Let's see. Save. See, I don't need the moving average. I don't need the moving average to tell me that. So let's upload. Let's see. The pattern within the pattern. Wait. Let's load it. And we'll wrap up with this. Do the simple. We're not doing a 50. We don't need a 50. We're doing a 20. Oh, look at that. Look how close I was. Look at that. I said this candle here right there would be breaking the 20. There's your 20. Look how close I was. It's almost like I've done this before. And where do I expect it to get stopped up? At a box where it was before. And remember, we already drew the box, right? I already drew it. And where's it getting stopped up at? The box where it was before. Government says past performance isn't indicative of future results, but it sure seems like it stops there again. So we expect it to break through. If it breaks through, where's it going to go? The next one, which will be right around in here. And then the ultimate one we're going for, the box of $92. And what is this stock worth? AEP. So this is my largest trade right now. $91.75. But my target is 90. Oh my God. Basically $91.75. It's almost like we've done this before. So that's the dilemma. We got this box, and price will move from box to box or zone to zone, level to level, working its way up. Hope that helps, man. You guys be good.